He was the first man to beat Muhammad Ali, and Joe Frazier slugged his way to his own storied career.
And I want to make one prediction. I'm not calling around. I predict that when I meet Joe Frazier, this will be like a good amateur fighting a real professional. This will be like a kid out of the Olympics meeting the fastest heavyweight champion that ever lived. This will be no contest. I just look
You're not fighting Glory, you're not fighting Oscar Bonavera, you're not fighting Sonny Liston, you fighting Joe Frazier.
Everybody knows that's not the point.
That's the point.
No, what's your prediction?
My prediction, the fight wouldn't go the distance.
Oh, won't
I'll
go the
stop
distance.
it.
Stop me. You.
Joe Frazier is one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. Despite having fought in the enormous shadow of Muhammad Ali, the self-styled greatest of all, a triple world heavyweight champion. He beat Ali in his prime, the first man to do so, and was heavyweight champion of the world from 1970 to 1973. Frazier came from a South Carolina family of 12 and fought with a ferocity that made up for his lack of height. He was just 182 centimeters, relatively short for a heavyweight. From the time he strapped a sack to a tree on his family farm in Beaufort, South Carolina as a boy, he was a fearsome puncher, and his left hook was his lethal weapon, a license to commit violence. Before turning professional in 1965, he won an Olympic gold medal and 3 Golden Gloves titles. Then claimed the World Heavyweight Championship in 1970 when he beat Jimmy Ellis in New York. At the time, Ali was on suspension, but when he returned, Frazier fought him in March 1971 at Madison Square Garden in New York in what was promoted as the fight of the century. Frazier, then 27, hit Ali with 2 brutal lefts, knocked him down in the 15th and final round, and eventually won on a unanimous decision by the judges, his greatest single triumph. It was the beginning of a long and fabled rivalry between 2 of the sport's greatest, with their contrasting styles. Ali with his dancing feet and his speed, Frazier with his inelegant crouch stance and his brutality. The politically savvy and radicalized Ali belittled Frazier, calling him an Uncle Tom, a pawn of the white people, and a guerrilla. Frazier was a quiet man, and he was out of his depth in a war of words with Ali, although he had fought for Ali's reinstatement after he was banned for 3 years for draft dodging. When they fought the so-called Thrilla in Manila in the Philippines in 1975, Ali said it was the closest he had come to dying in the ring, although he stopped Frazier in the 14th round. Frazier, not surprisingly, objected to the way Ali treated him, and they were fierce enemies while their careers unfolded, before a reconciliation late in their lives as both fell ill.
Riding around in the cars together from Philadelphia to New York, gave him the money, and he got out of the car and went off on me. Joe Frazier, that's him. He got my title. I want to fight Joe Frazier. I want to fight Joe Frazier. Take it easy, man. You have a heart attack. So, so he goes through life like that, you know, and I've done all I can for him. And if there's something else I can do now to help him get better, I'll do that, yeah.
Frazier and Ali fought 3 times, Ali winning twice and Frazier once, and they helped popularize heavyweight boxing again. In fact, the fight game was never so vibrant.
And here comes Joe Frazier, heavyweight champion of the world, who'll be defending his title later on this evening against George Foreman.
Frazier only lost 4 fights in his career, twice to Ali and twice to George Foreman, the man who took away his world title at Jamaica in 1973, brutalizing him over 2 rounds before the referee intervened. Much of the inspiration for the Rocky movies came from Frazier, and having fought for the final time in 1981, he retired with a record of 32 wins, with 27 knockouts, 4 losses, and a draw from 37 fights. Frazier was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame, and when he died of liver cancer in 2011, Muhammad Ali was among the mourners in his hometown Philadelphia, his wreath delivering a simple message. Rest in peace, Joe, until we meet again. Next time, we're not going to fight, we're just going to hug each other.
I mean, it was Joe, when Ali was in exile, that gave him money, and gave him comfort, and gave him care. I think it's so unfair that the caricature of Joe Frazier outside the ring, well, he deserved much better. He's always a smart guy, always a patriot who had a point of view, and we honor his point of view.